I saw a flashing neon up ahead. It looked like a place to find some satisfaction with a little less talk and a lot more action.
You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. The show is also brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. Before I go on to my next story, I'd like to let all our listeners know we've got a free gift for you. We put together a bi-monthly newsletter called What's New. A lot of what we discuss on the show, we discuss in further detail in that newsletter. People that are on the show also write and contribute to that newsletter. And it's a great resource, just yours for the asking. Give us a call at New Concepts at 952-922-2500. Ask for Lori. She'll make sure that you start receiving your subscription either electronically or by mail. Well, speaking about mail, we have an email that came to me from someone that asked me to address, I thought, kind of an interesting situation. It says, Gene, this is what I received from a homeowner association in Minneapolis. It's an interesting thought on how to get people to participate in annual meetings in a homeowners association. And you all know, if you've been on the board of an association for any length of time, you need to have a quorum, a certain certified number of people that are going to be at that meeting in order to be able to hold that meeting for elections of new officers, people sitting on the board for discussing important issues of what's taking place. And so the issue with annual meetings at HOAs isn't too many people show up. There's not enough people that show up, and many times people don't even get quorums. So someone said, what do you think about this, Gene? They said, I have a unit that I'm a landlord of in a condominium association, and on June 26th, the board of directors adopted this following policy to be effective immediately. It says all homeowners who do not either attend the annual meeting or submit a proxy or ballot for the annual meeting will be assessed or fined $100. Well, let me tell you what I think about that. That is absolutely absurd. I don't think that is something that this association wants to do. This is not a road you want to go down. You know, one of the things we were just talking about are the rights that we have as a society, and in America, one of those other fundamental rights, when we were talking about the consent of the governed, is that we have the freedom to vote. It also means you have the freedom not to vote. You have the freedom to participate to the level that you wish to be involved in politics. You also have the freedom not to participate. My issue is the people that often wish not to participate, then they complain about the process or who's involved or the laws that are made. And I don't think that you have a leg to stand on when you're not willing to participate and then say, I'm going to complain about the people that are in office. But in this particular case, I think it would be a very bad move for the association board to say, we're going to fine people for not showing up at the annual meeting. I think you'll find that very quickly. It looks like this just happened on June 26th, so it hasn't had much time to progress here. But I bet you there's going to be someone very soon in this association who's going to take issue and will probably take issue in court with this association over that kind of rule. And so even though I certainly understand and respect that those that are in authority have the right to make rules, what I would say to the board of directors in this association, just because you have the right to make rules doesn't mean every rule you make is right. Just because you can create it and have the authority to do so doesn't mean that it's correct and it's right for the people that that you are responsible in serving. And so I hope this association will quickly understand the error of their ways and change that. But if you've thought about that and you're on the board of directors, please, no, do not try and fine people for not showing up to the annual meeting. A very bad idea. Let's turn our attention now to Fulton County, Georgia. And what we're going to be talking about now is sort of a discussion on who is responsible. You know, when you purchase a home, when you purchase property, you end up stepping into the shoes of someone else. And when you do that, you get all of the rights and all of the benefits that this person has. But if you didn't do due diligence beforehand, if things happen at the property after you own it, you need to realize, even though it's not your fault, you still may be responsible. Give you an example. You know, a neighbor, when I was a kid, we went down to their house because they had kids our same age. And when I went down there, their dog bit me. Okay? Now, my folks didn't come to them and say to them, hey, look, you are responsible. Look what happened. They turned and they said, Gene, what did you do to provoke the dog? And in that particular case, they were right. But a lot of times what happens in society, if someone's dog is out loose and they end up biting someone, who's responsible? Would it not be the property owner? Could the property owner say, it's not my fault. I didn't provoke it. I didn't want it to happen. That may be the case. But that doesn't relieve the person being responsible for that act taking place. What we have here in this particular case is a homeowners association in Fulton County that had code enforcement officials that have come out and said you have 90 days to clear debris in an overflowing pond because it's preventing things from draining. The Regency Hills Subdivision Homeowners Association is full of standing water, and it's full of trash and debris, according to neighbors. So debris is blocking a retention wall, which is preventing drainage, according to code enforcement officials. Every time it rains, I'm thinking it's going to flood because the water rises. It can't flow away, says one neighbor who did not want to be identified. Another homeowner said, I can't even use my deck because of the mosquito problem. And this homeowner said, I pay $880 annually to the Homeowners Association. This problem needs to be fixed. If the county says that they should clean it up, I think they should clean it up. Now, the cost to clean this up is about an estimated $40,000. If the HOA does not comply in 90 days, the county is going to take them to court where a judge could impose further penalties on this. What's wrong in this situation? Well, first of all, I wanted to point out the homeowner said, I pay $880 a year. Yes, you do in your homeowners association, but that is for the normal operation of the association and the things that you and all the other homeowners are equally responsible for. But you all own this property, and something else has happened that was not planned in the budget. So guess what? Of that $880 you pay a year, there isn't any money to pay for this $40,000 deal for cleaning out this pond. But you, along with all the owners in the association, own the property together. And property, it's a Property Rights 101. You are responsible for that property, even though you didn't cause it. Just like I may not have caused my dog that went out and bit someone. I didn't provoke it, but I'm still responsible. If you as an association have an overflow pond, and the reason for that is for water to continue to wick away and not affect homes, and for there to be proper drainage, then you need to be responsible for this. And so in this particular case, the association homeowners can't say, well, it's not my fault. Well, of course it's not your fault. That's not the point. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Well, let's take a break. Don't go away. We've got a lot more of Where You Live after these messages.